Hello and welcome back to the Tarot course, my dear Mystic Souls. Today we will talk about the second major arcana card, that is the Magician. In the last video, we spoke about the Fool card. If you have not watched the video yet, the link will be there in the description box below, so please go and check out. So let's begin with our discussion about today's major arcana, the Magician. Some keywords associated with the Magician card include initiative, action, confidence, perception, travel, imagination, expansion, subtleness, illusion. By breaking down all the elements and discussing about them, today we will try to understand why are these keywords associated with the Magician card. First of all, even though the Magician card is the second major arcana, the number of this card is number 1. Number 1 is associated with the sun, which is regarded as the source of life on earth. The sun is an indicator of leadership and the role of being a provider. When you pick out this card and you are asking about somebody, it can also mean that you are either the creator of your own destiny or the person that you're asking of is the creator of his or her own destiny. It indicates entrepreneurship. While the Magician card can also indicate partnerships, but here you must note that it is very difficult for the person to be under somebody. This person is usually a very strong individual, and if you're asking it about yourself, then it indicates that you need to be a very strong individual, or perhaps you are a very strong individual who is inventive, positive, creative, innovative, and very determined. When you pick up the Magician card, it also indicates a very strong universal influence upon the question. So perhaps it is something that is there in your destiny that you are dealing with. There may be several factors which are beyond your own control. So here, one must connect with the universe in order to influence the situation that you are surrounded with at this point of time. So acts of manifestations, etc., would be very beneficial for you. For example, if you're asking about which type of career field would be best for you, and you draw the card of the Magician, depending upon the other cards in the reading, it usually indicates you should go for a career where there is some sort of authority position for you. Additionally, it can also indicate fields of astrology or divinity, like for instance, being a spiritual healer. Speaking of the downsides which are associated with the card of Magician, owing to the number 1, includes character traits like being stubborn, dominating, hating any kind of restraints, and seeking to succeed in the profession even if it is through unethical means and creating fake illusions for others. Additionally, versatility, that is, ability to adapt to any kind of situation, is one of the biggest strengths of the card of Magician. But when you are too versatile, then at times one tends to lose a sense of their real self. So that versatility can act both as a strength but also as a weakness for this Magician card. The elements associated with Magician include both air and ether. In the last video, we had discussed about the element of air. Here we will focus upon the element of ether and its influences. The empty space between the cells or the Akash Tattva is called ether. It is the connection to the sky or the cosmic space and beyond. Of the 5 elements, ether is the subtlest of all. It is the primordial space from which a vibration emerges long before it takes the form of a sound which the ear can actually hear. This is where the concept of manifestation fits in. Long before you have something in reality in your life, you start thinking about it, either affirming it or assuming that it already exists in your life. That's the reason why, when you draw the Magician card, Either the universe guides you to begin manifestation practices or it confirms you that the manifestation practices you're doing are right and you are on the right path. Remember that sound and ether are inseparable. Two sense organs associated with ether include the ear, which is the sense organ of hearing, and mouth, which is the sense organ of speaking, both associated with sound. So, when you draw the magician card, it might be that it indicates that you need to pay attention to your ears and your mouth, especially when you draw it in the context of health. It can also indicate that be careful to what you hear and to what you speak. Perhaps it is an indication towards being mindful of the choice of music that you expose yourself to, or the choice of words that you use to speak about yourself or describe your surroundings and situation. Depending upon the question that you have asked and the position of this card in your spread, perhaps this card is giving you a guidance that it is a time when you should speak out what is it that you truly desire in your life. Drawing this card can be considered as a guidance of using your words to connect to the universe and stating out loud your wishes and dreams. The human mind is composed of ether. If you have a disturbed mind, then the ether forms a substratum upon which your thoughts and emotions ride like high waves on an ocean. The optimum essence of ether is activated only within a sattvic mind, that is, the mind which is undisturbed. That is the reason why drawing the magician card can be a guidance to engage in meditative practices. Ether is so subtle that it needs someone to take it forward. Also, majority of the qualities of ether is not because it has them imbibed in it, but because it has the lack of opposing qualities. That is, ether is very cold because it lacks the element of fire. Ether is very light because it lacks the qualities of element of earth and water. Ether in itself is immobile because it lacks the propulsive nature of air. So when you draw this card, it says that you are the one who needs to take action in order to bring your dream life into existence, into a reality. This is the reason why the keyword initiative and action are associated with this card. Also, it states that you are the one who needs to manifest their dreams into fruition. Also, when you are manifesting something, make sure that you yourself do not set up opposing qualities to your manifestation. That is, you yourself create blockages for your manifestations to become successful. How do they happen? Here is an example of it. Say, for example, you want to buy a house and you are manifesting for yourself your dream house. But in real life, when you come across an advertisement for a house or maybe a real estate function, just by seeing the price tag, you say to yourself that this is something that I can never have in my life because it is way beyond my budget. Do you see the infinite sign on this card? It says that anything and everything under the universe, whatever you wish for, has immense potential of being true. So if you are wanting something, do not have a lack attitude or do not set oppositions to your own wish by saying, I cannot have it or it is impossible for me to have it. Have faith in your dream and trust in the impossible. The planet associated with the card of magician is the Mercury, and the zodiac associated with it are Gemini and Virgo. Depending upon your question and the other cards, and also this card's position in your reading, it can either give you the message of stability or the message of loosening up. Perhaps you are tightening yourself too much by restrictions imposed by your own imagination or by your society. It says that you need to look beyond your boundaries and expand your horizons. The combination of Ether and Mercury renders the focus on your mind, communication, intellect, reasoning abilities, language learning skills, and intelligence abilities, also higher learning when you draw this card of the Magician. On the positive side, while this card can say that somebody is curious, communicative, and adaptable, on the negative side, it points to traits like indecisiveness, being overcritical, too nervous to take action, or tendencies to resort to highly deceptive activities. This card focuses on how you organize, analyze, and make sense of the world around you. So that's it, my dear Mystic Souls, for today's discussion about the Magician card, and indeed that was a lot of information about it. But there's still more. Now, my dear Mystic Souls, if you're watching my readings and also following this course, you may have seen that I use a different deck compared to the traditional Rider-Waite deck. The deck that I use is called the Art of Tarot deck. You can see it in here. And it is designed by Liz Dean. Now, do you have questions like which deck should you be using and what are the factors that you should consider while making the choice of your deck? Also, do you have questions like how do the various colors or the objects in the card render meaning to the questions that you have? Then stay tuned as you will find all these answers in this tarot course. Additionally, in the comment section, if there is something specific that you'd love to know, feel free to put them down in the comment section as I would love to bring such content for you. Till then, if you find all these videos interesting, then do consider hitting the thumbs up button. Trust me guys, it's absolutely free. And do subscribe and hit the notification icon so that you can be notified of my next videos. So I will see you in my next. Till then, do take care and stay tuned. Bye bye.